How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here to me, who should forget to subscribe before we get started. Today I want to take out the CB750 that we've taken out the last couple of videos. I gave you guys a little introduction tour the first time. The second time I gave you guys some exhaust clips. On this ride I kind of want to talk about how it actually feels to ride, what it's like, and what the experience is like, because these old Hondas are really fun to look at, but the 750, the main thing is these bikes are incredible to ride. It's such a different driving experience than anything I've really ever rode, and it's a whole lot of fun. So let me walk you through what it's kind of like to ride this bike, and maybe you're gonna want to get yourself one. These bikes are appreciating like crazy, not only because they're rare, not only because they look really good, but because they're awesome to ride. And for the price, they just were way too cheap. And now would you rather have a new bike or a classic bike that's better than the new bike in practically every way anyways? The only thing is it has 4-barrel carburetors, so tuning those isn't the most fun. But let's take the bike out and talk about it a little bit. These things are absolute monsters. I have a frame separated from a motor, and I have a whole nother bike sitting in parts, and everything on this bike is so heavy. This design looks like it could have just rolled off the showroom floor, and if this bike was touched up a little bit, this bike would look like it just rolled off the showroom floor. Like I was saying in the last video, this bike is leaking just a little bit. You guys can see kind of the overflow that I need to clean off. One of the carbs floats is sticking, unfortunately, and it's causing a little bit of a misfire. I'm not sure if the misfire is directly because of the carb isn't letting the float up or because of a different reason, but regardless, this bike is slightly out of tune. Everything is synced up really nice, but one of the carbs just isn't working quite as it should be. But other than that, that's literally the only issue with the bike at the moment in time. The only time you can tell that one of the carbs is kind of messing up is when you just jam the throttle. It doesn't pick up right away and it takes a while, or it just doesn't pick up at all. But like I said, this thing is an absolute monster. I remember as a kid, my dad used to have a blue one, and we were trying to push that blue one inside. It took literally 2 of us as little kids to push this thing back into the garage because they are so insanely heavy. But I mean, also, if you do get close, you can see how massive that motor is. So to fire these motorcycles up, you come right here, and the key is actually located here. One is ignition, choke, gasoline. Take a step over the bike, balance it. You can see the oil light is on, neutral light is on. Turn this to run, and we can simply just... And after a short amount of time, she's running like a top. Let's hook a GoPro up to it and let's voice over how this motorcycle is to ride, how it feels. So there's a couple things to keep in mind when you're riding a Honda CB750. The first thing you immediately notice in the bike is how much weight is in the front of the motorcycle. That 4-cylinder weighs a ton, and the motorcycle is very, very top heavy. Now, it's not very hard to control the bike. The bike is really, really easy to ride. It's really simple, pretty straightforward, and there's nothing really fancy about it. But you are very cognizant of the weight of the motor immediately. The weight of the motorcycle takes a little getting used to, but once you're used to the weight, everything in this motorcycle is so smooth. At low RPM, you can be going in 4th gear at 20 miles per hour, just like I am right here. This thing is so smooth and so fun to ride. Not to mention, this thing has 4-barrel carburetors. It has 4 carburetors in it that, when they're synced up, is absolutely amazing. Basically, the carburetors respond like ITBs in newer cars. The motorcycle just revs so nicely with the 4 carburetors and the 4 cylinders. I'll give you guys a little 4th gear to 1st gear downshifts, and then I'll rev the motorcycle and you guys can see all the carburetors working and how they're synced up. But overall, the CB750 is such a fun and easy bike to ride. It's effortless. You're not crouched. You're not uncomfortable. You're not trying to manhandle this bike. You're not trying to be overly controlling of the motorcycle at any point. It's just a classic cruiser that is so easy to ride, so much low-end torque, so much down-low torque, but also when you do decide to rev it up high, this thing revs to nearly 8,000 RPM, and the fact that you can go at such low RPMs it just makes a completely different experience from other motorcycles where you have to be getting into their top end to experience any type of power. And there you have it, guys, a quick ride on the 1976 Honda CB750. A very fun machine to ride. If you guys did enjoy this video, you want to see more motorcycle content, make sure to leave a like down below. Leave me a comment on what you guys think about one of these if you have ridden one. And make sure to subscribe. Catch you guys in the next video.